The NFL Draft of 2025 has rocked the foundations of Washington. A storm of controversial decisions is transforming the Commanders right before our eyes. The secondary defense you knew? Forget about it. A veteran with Super Bowl rings might see their career in DC vanish before it even begins. Meanwhile, experts are calling a new acquisition elite. But the real scandal is what Adam Peters decided to completely ignore. The clock is ticking, and the pressure mounts every single day. This season could be glorious or disastrous, and the next decisions will determine the entire future of this franchise. Do you want to truly know what's happening with the Commanders? Stay until the end, because I have exclusive information that no other channel will tell you. The cruelty of the NFL business has just hit one of Washington's new signings. When Jonathan Jones signed with the Commanders this year, he probably thought he was leaving his days in New England behind to become a key piece of Washington's secondary. What he never imagined is that his relevance would plummet before even playing a single game with the team. Adam Peters doesn't have time for sentimentality. The general manager is building a team to win, not to make friends. Jones, a veteran, cornerback with 2 Super Bowls on his shelf, signed a 1-year contract after his successful stint with the Patriots. Washington had even considered trading him before last season's deadline, but ultimately opted for Marshon Lattimore. Now they have the best of both worlds. But that didn't stop Peters from strengthening the position in the draft when he saw value on the board. Trey Amos was on the Commanders' radar for the first round with the 29th pick, but when he was still available at 61, the management didn't hesitate to select him. What does this mean for Jones? A brutally simple reality. His role will be much less than expected. If all goes as planned, Amos forms a potentially dominant duo with Lattimore on the sides, while Mike Sanristel takes on more responsibilities in the slot. Jones will become the 4th option, a luxury that few teams can afford. I think this situation, though difficult for Jones, represents a significant improvement in Washington's defensive depth. At 32 years old with a lot of mileage, a reduced role might keep him fresh and productive when needed. Is it better to have 4 quality cornerbacks than 3? I'll tell you this, absolutely yes. Especially considering the concerns in the pass rush, Jones will bring his experience in winning environments. And if Amos needs time to adjust, they can always count on the veteran's reliability. Can Jones accept this new role after being an undisputed starter in New England? Or will we see internal tensions if his playing time drastically decreases? The Commanders have been busy since their promising arrival at the NFC Championship last season. They bolstered their attack through trades with Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil, signed significant free agents like Matt Gay as the starting kicker, advanced plans to return to DC, and completed a solid draft after that unfortunate loss to the Eagles. Among all these moves, one stands out above the rest. According to Pro Football Focus, one of the best value picks in the entire draft was made by Washington. It's second-round cornerback Trey Amos from Ole Miss, whom PFF literally labeled as elite. What makes Amos worthy of such distinction? According to PFF, Amos brings elite speed and outstanding movement skills to the Commanders' defense. He earned an 85.6 coverage grade in 2024, forcing 13 incompletions and registering 3 interceptions. He stood out at the Senior Bowl, showing good instincts in zone coverage and possesses the size and athleticism to nullify opposing receivers in man-to-man coverage. Amos' journey to this point hasn't been conventional. He began in Louisiana, competing in the Sun Belt, before jumping to the SEC with Alabama, where he only started 1 game. Despite his limited playing time, Amos left Alabama after just 1 season to join Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels. I ask you, who leaves Alabama voluntarily for another program? Only someone with the confidence and determination needed to prove their worth. And boy, did he. At Ole Miss, he tied as the team leader with 3 interceptions and led the team with 13 passes defended, earning him a spot on the first. Team All-Sec. Amos is a natural cornerback with quick feet and explosive. movements that allow him to excel in virtually any type of coverage. As noted by PFF, he has continually improved his coverage grade throughout his college career. Sometimes he might seem lost, but his ability to quickly close in makes up for those moments. His physical attributes are evident, though he will need to improve his run support and ability to rely on his vision in open spaces. Can Amos immediately become an undisputed starter alongside Lattimore? I believe the potential is there, but the NFL is a completely different game. If he can adapt his style to the professional level, the Commanders could have the best cornerback unit in the entire NFC East. Commanders fans could be forgiven for thinking Adam Peters is playing cat and mouse with them. It seems that the more the press laments his failure to address the team's pass rush deficiencies, the more he ignores the problem. It all began in free agency. Washington allowed Dante Fowler Jr., the 2024 sack leader, to return to the Cowboys and didn't sign an obvious replacement. Maybe Jacob Martin will make a big step forward, but that is a risky gamble at best. Peters overlooked several promising pass rushers during the 2025 draft. Immediately afterward, several quality edge rushers were still on the market. The Commanders have met with several during their thorough evaluations. But those players, Jared Ivey and John Joyner, ended up signing as undrafted free agents with the Seahawks and the Raiders, respectively. Now, we find ourselves in a black hole for roster moves. Peters might be waiting until other teams start releasing veterans over the summer. However, even at this point, there are still options. The recent signing of kicker Matt Gay is evidence that value can still be found during the current low cycle of moves. As for pass rush help, the Commanders could turn to 2 seasoned veterans and 2 newcomers for an immediate boost. The first is Preston Smith, which would mean a homecoming for the man who started his career in Washington when he was drafted. In the second round of the 2015 draft from Mississippi State, he began as a defensive end, but found his place as an outside linebacker once the team switched to a 3-4 defensive front. He hit his stride after signing with the Packers. In 2019, Smith racked up 44 sacks and 96 quarterback hits over 6 seasons, but it was reported that he was unhappy when they changed philosophies and moved him back to defensive end. He was traded late in 2024 to the Steelers, who released him at the end of the season. I'll tell you this, Smith is aging and saw his production take a big step back last season. Is he done, or was it his evident discomfort with how he was being utilized that contributed to a down year? Another option is Matthew Juden. There is only one fundamental question Peters needs to answer about the man who moved from Grand Valley State to the upper echelons of the NFL over the last decade. Juden was a dominant force as recently as 2022. He recorded 15.5 sacks and 28 quarterback hits. That means he was putting the quarterback on the ground 3 times per game. He was maintaining that same pace at the beginning of 2023 when a bicep tear ended his season. That marked the end of his time with the Patriots. Juden was traded to the Falcons right before the 2024 campaign. He never seemed to mesh with the Falcons. Juden recorded 5.5 sacks and 41 tackles, which are respectable for an average player, but a big step back for a perennial Pro Bowler. So, the question is this: is Juden done being an above-average edge, or did his injury recovery, an abrupt change of scenery, combine to make last year disappointing? And then we have younger options like Kaimon Rucker, who was sensational in 2023 for North Carolina with 61 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, and 8.5 sacks. He was in and out of the lineup last season with injuries but played through many, recording 6 sacks in just 8 games. Now I ask you, should Peters act now or wait until after the June cuts? I think the window to compete is open right now, and wasting another season of Jamin Davis, Martian, Lattimore, and other key defensive players while waiting to find the perfect solution for the pass rush will be unforgivable. The decisions the Commanders make in the coming weeks will be crucial for their 2025 aspirations. The cornerback seems resolved with an elite group led by Lattimore and potentially Amos, but the concern in the pass rush remains glaring. Should Peters bring back a former commander like Preston Smith? Does Matthew Juden deserve another chance to prove he is still an elite pass rusher? Or should they bet on young, unrefined talent like Rucker? Your opinion is what I value most on this channel. Do you think Jonathan Jones will accept his reduced role, or will he ask to leave before the season? Will we see Trey Amos starting from the first game? And which of these edge rushers would you like to see in a Commander's jersey? Leave your comment below. This is your space to debate and share your thoughts. If you want to be part of the most passionate family of Commanders fans, don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now and turn on notifications. We're more than just a channel. We're a community united by the burgundy and gold passion. Your support makes it possible for us to continue bringing you exclusive content day after day. And remember, hail to the Redskins!